Hello, Theo. I hope you're well. Thank you for these very important questions because these issues apply to pretty much everybody learning guitar. I will answer them one by one, but just to reassure you that you're making very, very good progress, and taking your time to get everything exactly right is very wise decision making. It is. The first issue, your hand catching the first string like that. The reason that happens to every beginner is because when you learn a D, it's not an issue at all, because that finger is actually pressing the string to get your sound. And when you're doing your G, the little finger is pressing the string. It's only when you go to an E minor, or in particular a C chord. C is the most difficult of all chords to get at the beginner stage, to get that and to be able to clear the hand. So if you want my exact hand move on this, if I can try and get it to this angle, I would say for the D's and the G's that my hand is actually almost muting. But when I play an E minor or a C, there's a noticeable little drop. And this is something you have to consciously learn in the same way that you had to learn the two-finger exercise. Nobody is born with this. You have to there's a little drop, just enough to clear it, barely enough. You don't have to do too much, just barely enough to clear it. If I play from this side, G, D, there's a little drop there. That's the only way you'll do this. Definitely try to maintain at least half of your triangle. If your hand is smaller, at least half. This is a no-no except for an F chord, because F is the exception to everything. But for C chord and A minor, where you will also have this problem with the muted, try to at least maintain 3/4. I would manage to maintain almost a full triangle if you wanted precisely what I'm able to do. There is a slight bit of closure involved, but there is, while you're learning, a conscious little drop, and of course that you become subconsciously competent over the space of a month or two. So that's how you deal with that issue. The second issue is on your, actually the third issue you mentioned was on chord changing to speed up your finger. So while I'm on this side, I'll deal with that. Something that would help you to speed up, first of all, working on pivot finger changes where you have a finger in common with the two chords. Like the D to G, I often recommend that. You're well past that at this stage, so let me think of one that would suit you. Here's one that will help you an awful lot going forward. Actually, it's not quite relevant, but the two fingers of a G, adding the second finger to the 4th string 2nd fret and the first finger on here. And see, can you get these on and off simultaneously while keeping these on the guitar? You'll hear the sound to produce these two different chords. Take It Easy by the Eagles. That chord, then that chord. If you want to make that practice a little more fun, that would help you at this stage. You would be able for it. It's too much for someone just starting out. But that, and you see the two fingers, when they come off the guitar, they only come off a little bit. They're not jumping in the air. I can get a lot of power from close range. From close range. If I go to a chord change where there's no pivot, like A minor to D is a chord change you must learn. And I think you're ready for that as well. So what I would recommend for you is to do half of the chord change. Because as you finish your strumming, I'm not sure if I covered that with you, chord changes, half of a chord change occurs during the last upstroke, and in a minute I'll talk to you about those issues with your upstroke. But could you do half of the chord change to A minor so that the 3 fingers are traveling in the right direction at the same time? Then the second half of the chord change, could you do half of the chord change back, which is gettable, and then the next half of it, if you're there, half, there, half. So break it into 2 halves. The reason I'm suggesting that at this stage is because songbooks give you the impression that you would take your G and you'd go, and then take your D and go. But that's not what really happens in a song at all. Half of the chord change actually occurs during the last upstroke. So from G to D, watch this very closely. 2 and 3 and 4 and... As I was doing this upstroke, the fingers have gone halfway to the next chord, so I only have to come from here to get my D, whereas you might be trying to track the full way down. D, and 3, back to G. Now, so during this upstroke, I've come halfway back so that I'm only coming from here to get my G. And if you listen to American Pie carefully, which is another song, the intro for American Pie, I definitely recommend you would work on very soon. Listen to the say in the chorus. You can clearly hear this sound between each chord. Now, so if you do that, how you'll know you're doing it right is you'll be getting a nice clean sound on the first strum of the next chord. If you don't do it when you change, you'll get a muffed first strum and then cleaning up in around the second. But on guitar, you need the first strum clean. The last strum, there's no problem if you have to muff that or mute it to facilitate the chord change. That's totally acceptable on guitar. There are many examples of that worked into rhythms. There is. The second question you had, which is now the last question, was on your upstrokes. I'll change the camera to deal with this. I'll just lower the seat a little bit. Upstrokes should be 3 or 4 strings at most. For downstrokes, you can have 6, or maybe these top 2 or 3 a lot of the time, unless you have something specific like Harvest Moon, where they're specifically doing very thin. But a lot of the time, the first upstroke would be here, and the second downstroke would open it up. But also a lot of the time you would have all 6. But upstrokes naturally tend to be 3 or 4 strings that the hand has to come away to get into position for the next downstroke. So it doesn't feel natural to drag up across 6 unless you consciously do it. There are odd examples of songs. I know when I'm playing Horse with No Name in a group, sometimes I would go down, then I would to get that effect, I would consciously drag across the 6. But that very seldom happens. Most of the time it's 6, 6, and then this is clearly a smaller strum. 3 or 4. I aim for 4, but often end up just getting the 3. But you can see the way the plectrum coming out, go back in. While we're on that subject, if you want to get your sound smoother, when you're doing a downstroke, can you make sure that your plectrum is pointed up? And when you're doing an upstroke, can you make sure it's pointed down? Do you see the nice, soft, smooth? If it's straight, it's harsh. But on the way down, it should be up, and up should be down. That's totally consistent with rolling along. So I hope this helps so far, and I will do my best to continue to help you. Wherever you have an issue, just ask me immediately. And separately, I will send you the intro to American Pie, which I think you should look at, because it's full of this GDC type move, but it has only 1 downstroke for each chord, which gives you a great chance to actually work on the chord changing only. That's why I'm recommending that song. I hope that helps, Theo. Blessings from Dublin, and keep up the good work.